Yeah, boy.
You look a little fuzzy, Jinx. You look a little
Welcome to the
fuzzy.
root. I don't know why. Let's try to figure this out.
You
Wipe
know, they
that
won't let us
joint
do
off
great.
a little
There
bit.
you go. There you
Let's
go.
rock.
Get that dirt off your shoulder.
Yeah, man.
Y'all terrible. Y'all starting all
What's
right.
Back
good?
and
What's
better than
good?
ever. Welcome to the
We back.
root, baby.
Season three, baby.
Huh?
Ooh, keep that same energy all season too. Word, I
All
love it.
season.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Okay, R. Doing it.
Listen,
Anyway, y'all.
new season,
All
new
right, let me
things.
see. Let me turn my comments on. Make sure everybody on
Yeah,
YouTube
talk
on
to
one
us. Where
thing.
you at?
I got Facebook on one thing. So all right, let's get it. We sharing. Can y'all see folks on? What's
Hey,
up?
Sharon. Yeah, we got some viewers on right now. I can see them right now.
All
Yeah, we gonna get to it though. Look, they gotta. Thank you,
Come
Reef.
on.
They gotta
You
get in where
know.
they fit in.
Talk
You
about it.
know.
Talk about it. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's up, y'all?
What's
Happy
good?
Thursday. Welcome back to season 3 of Root Access Live, the show where you get to the root of the stories. We welcome the hottest entertainers. And as my brothers would say, we keep it a buck. We are your hosts. I'm Coco, Mr. Root, and Jinx. We appreciate y'all stopping by tonight. So right now, we just want y'all to go ahead and hit the share button, the like button, invite all your friends to join us right here, right now on Facebook Live and YouTube because we got a good show for y'all tonight. Tonight's show,
Absolutely.
we'll have hot topics as usual. We'll have some new segments, and y'all know it wouldn't be right if we didn't grace y'all with a gift. So y'all know we like company. So tonight, Anson and Eric, yes, the Preacher Sons, the Grammy nominated Dawkins and Dawkins will be pulling up on us tonight. We're going to chop it up with them. We're going to talk about life and their new project that never gets old. It's called Never Gets Old Volume 2. So tonight's topics include Ben Simmons, Meg Thee Stallion and her Popeyes deal, Michael B. Jordan and Serena, if we can get to that, Howard University shenanigans, and of course we're going to talk about some Dave Chappelle. But y'all know while we was out, we missed out on a few discussions, but I'm sure we didn't miss out on the news. You know, Dr. Phil, things like Dr. Phil and CBS being sued after some teen was allegedly being sexually assaulted at a Utah center. Kanye's new album haircut and his name change. Oh my God. R. Kelly sentenced to forever in jail. Facebook and IG gets blocked. The whole world goes crazy and switches to Twitter. Folks try to get us to ban Dave Chappelle from Netflix, and we also lost some great icons from comedian George Clooney to Trenton's own Sarah Dash. But before we move any further, guys, we need to acknowledge the loss of another great American. Yesterday, we lost General Colin Powell.
Yeah. What?
Whew,
Real quick, did
that
you
was
say
a mouthful.
comedian? You said comedian George Clooney?
Did I say that?
Yeah. I'm like, don't kill George. We don't want the people. We don't want the people to think that George Clooney died.
Yeah, I
can't
think that's what
rewind
you
it.
said.
I
No, we
can't
can't rewind
it.
it.
though.
It's
It's
live.
It's called Root Access Live for a reason.
But now I want to know who died.
Yeah, because it wasn't. I don't believe it was George.
The comedian.
Comedian. Oh, comedian. The black comedian.
Yes.
Are we talking about
Clooney.
Huh?
Clooney. What's his name?
No, it ain't. George
She's talking
Clooney
about-
that's Batman.
No, she's talking about Oh,
We'll
God.
get back to that. We're gonna acknowledge the fact that we lost Colin Powell. Y'all starting all red.
Come on, help us out there, guys. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
We're gonna move right along.
I'm gonna get it. We're gonna move right along.
It's gonna come back to y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all correct me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna talk about the loss of General Colin Powell. Y'all gotta stay the course.
Yeah, that definitely is something that it's devastating. When you talk about the first black, General Powell was the first black several times in his career.
Mhm.
And so definitely we are going to miss him. We definitely are going to pause here and pay homage and give him honor. Unfortunately, he passed away. And Paul Mooney, is that who
Thank
it
you,
was?
Alicia.
Paul Mooney.
Thank
Paul
you.
Mooney, George
Thank you.
Clooney.
Thank you.
Easy mistake.
It rhymes. So
It rhymes.
Whatever. Y'all always starting. That's all right.
you keep giving us ammo, but
That's
we'll
okay.
just keep it pushing.
Mhm.
All right.
But yeah, definitely
I'm
serious
doing y'all a
topic.
favor.
serious
Oh
topic.
yes, giving us the ammo.
I wanna talk about this for a second though. Like, did y'all hear what 45 said about this?
He's a clown. What? I heard some of what he had to say.
In a nutshell, he was talking about how General Powell had, talked about the Republican Party and he was against Republicans. And, he was talking about how Colin Powell never did anything for the American people, but yet people speak well of him. And he was like, I hope that when I die, someone will speak well of me the same way they've spoken of Colin Powell. So
He said that.
yeah.
He's giving us ammo too. He's giving us ammo too. Listen, man, one thing you can say is Colin Powell is one of those people. He was a Republican, right? But he's a black Republican I had respect for because he was a respectful man. He was from the BX. So yeah, I'm a little biased.
You're biased, right.
But he, he came from the ground up, and even through his political affiliation, he still did what was right. He crossed party lines because he still stood for what was right. You know what I'm saying? So for him to cross party lines and support Barack Obama, for him to denounce Trump's antics, that's what it's about, man. That's what really being an American is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump is just, again, anytime you give him a voice or a microphone, this is the type of stuff that he does, which is why he's not in the presidency. However, don't sleep.
Oh, he's coming back.
This dude is trying to make a comeback. Listen, I don't, Coco, after this last election, I know how it happened, but nothing will surprise me, man. And it's people that, can you imagine when we were doing hot topics and stuff, it was just a sense of like every week we had to talk about this dude.
I said it.
But now that he's not there, it's just it's a sense of relief, some sense of normalcy outside of COVID, because it's funny how we go from one thing to the next. We go from him to COVID. How ironic is that? But again, don't sleep. So rest in peace. Shout out to Colin Powell. And the fact that he died from COVID is alarming as well, because he was fully vaccinated. But
we go.
When you're that age and when you have underlying conditions, which he had, it's harder for you to fight. But with the vaccine,
that's a whole
especially the younger you are, it's a whole nother thing. That's a whole
nother topic.
But I'm glad you said that, and I'll take 5 seconds though. I'm glad you said that because he was battling cancer, and when you're battling cancer, I don't care what vaccination you have, that is your entire immune system. Your whole immune system is focused on fighting that disease. So, him being fully vaccinated, it really doesn't take away from the power of the vaccination. If you feel that way, I don't want you to feel like, oh, anything can happen. But if you're fighting a disease that attacks your entire immune system, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, condolences to the Powell family. Again, like you said, no matter the choice of his party, he definitely was for the people, for America. And I'm glad we moved on, because I couldn't give 45 another second on Root Access Live. I don't think that's fair to our listeners, and I don't think it's fair to me to have to squinch my face when we talk about him, because that's just not being cute. But anyway, while we in Washington, we might as well go on ahead to Howard University's, because for the second week of a sit-in on campus, protesters have been outside about poor housing conditions. I don't know if you've been all been watching, but in recent news, we learned that hundreds of Howard University students protested on campus Wednesday morning following a sit-in Tuesday night over housing and concerns. I know that there was an article, or there was a viral video that came out this morning from a young lady, and surprisingly, that young lady happened to be a family member of Jinx, and he was, excuse me for lack of better language, but pissed to learn this through a viral video. It's not always, fun, when the rabbit's got the gun or when the shoe is on the other foot. You read about all these stories, but then they start to hit home. And, as we were talking about it this morning, Jinx, I could hear the frustration, and we were just on a text message and it came out. You might have said 2 sentences. It wasn't even a long conversation, but you went off. So you want to go into depth about that?
Yeah, I'm actually as you continue talking, Co, I'm actually gonna pull the video up. Because I want our listeners to really be able to see and kind of hear what exactly took place. Now, we'll give the backdrop of the story, right? So Chandler Robinson, this is my blood cousin. I had no idea that this was going on at the time. And then this video was sent to me this morning. Ruth actually sent us the video, and I reached out to, her older brother, who was also my cousin. And he said, man, this is going viral because, Cardi B actually shared the video. And I'm just going to let Chandler kind of talk about what took place and what is taking place. And so just give me a second. I'm going to pull this up so everybody can kind of see and hear this firsthand. Let me go ahead.
And while he's doing that, let me just say this. It makes no sense that you pay. Howard University is like the Harvard of HBCUs.
Right.
It's a very revered school. They have so many famous alumni, and the fact that they have, their dorm rooms are filled with mold, rats, and roaches, and it's $27,000 a year to go to that school. That's not even counting room and board. It's a slap in the face.
Right. Speaking of, Vice President Kamala Harris is a product of Howard University.
She's a product, so she should be the first one.
I hope she does.
Matter of fact, she celebrated her birthday the other day, so we can definitely give her a
happy birthday
shout out while we doing that, and before we get the bashing.
Let me go ahead and share this video for y'all, so y'all can actually see what's going on at Howard.
My name is Chandler Robinson. As y'all know, if you follow me, I'm here at Howard University in Tent City at the Blackburn Takeover. And normally, like I said, I don't do this, but it's time to speak up at this point. I'm a freshman at Howard University, and I have experienced some of the most challenging things in these 2 months I have been here. I have friends personally who are out of a home. Their belongings have been damaged to the point where they can no longer use them, or they no longer exist from mold exposure. People who are in the hospital coughing up blood right now because they cannot breathe with what they've been exposed to. I personally didn't have Wi-Fi for the first month that I was here. And because of that, I am now 5 weeks behind in all of my classes. But this is not something that I can fix alone. I need anybody who sees this to repost. If you see the hashtag Blackburn Takeover, I need you to repost it. I need you to share it. I need you to comment and like and share as much as you possibly can. And from now on, it is my responsibility as a student here to inform those of you who are planning on applying, because I've seen so many people planning to apply here. Do not apply here. Hashtag.
Wow.
So I have a few different feelings at this point, right? I don't care what university you go to, whether you're paying $30,000 a year or $3,000 a year.
Right.
You expect to be able to complete your assignments.
Man.
The reality is, Chandler is a straight A student. Chandler doesn't play about her work. That's first and foremost. So she has every right to feel what she feels in regards to what's happening on the campus of the school, that her parents are paying $30,000 a year for her to go to.
Right.
It's crazy.
I mean, you think about this. She is 5 weeks behind on her coursework. Like if your professor calls you into his or her office and tells you, hey, by the way, you're 5 weeks behind, you might as well get ready for the F that comes at the end of the semester.
Right. But I'm glad you mentioned that, Jinx, because now they're threatening the faculty. Now they're threatening to expel these students or suspend them because they took it upon themselves to camp out and live in tents. Because not only do we have mold, rats, and roaches, but now we can't even get on the Wi-Fi to do our assignments.
Right.
That's ridiculous, man. And it needs to be. This is not local news, by the way.
Right.
No.
So
if it wasn't for Cardi B sharing this, it wouldn't even have gone viral.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is not national news, is what I meant to say.
I know what you meant, but shout out to Cardi B for retweeting this. But I started reading some of the comments, and one person said, let's give Howard some slack. Let's cut them some slack because COVID has caused a lot of people not to work. So, this is why the issue is happening. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
They just built a whole
excuse.
new theater and art center for Chadwick Boseman. There's like
there you go, and they got a huge grant.
Yeah,
they just got a huge grant as well, and they have very famous celebrity alumni who give to the school.
I was going to say, and I know
because
I know for a fact Taraji P. Henson puts money into that.
Felicia Rashad, Debbie Allen.
Right. The list goes on and on.
Diddy.
Goes on and on. Yeah. No, that's very disheartening. And the fact that she mentioned in there, do not apply. And it's funny because when I was on the elevator going to work this morning, he was saying, no, seriously.
Right.
But we were on
never an HBCU.
Right. We were on the elevator this morning and I was like, oh no. And I was just like talking to myself, but the deputy happened to be on with me. And he was like, well, he was like, what happened? I was like, oh no, there's something going on at Howard University. I don't really know what it is because my Bluetooth's hooked up. I can't get to it right now, but I'll send it to you. He was like, oh wow, I hope it's really nothing bad because my granddaughter, that's her top school that she wants to apply to. So that kind of stuck out when your little cousin said, do not apply. So I hope that he watched the video, and I hope he keeps up with the story because that's totally not cool. Definitely ain't trying to. I don't nobody got money to waste like that.
No.
Both of y'all no.
We'll stay on top of that story.
Absolutely, I agree with that. But we might as well move on to Ben Simmons and while we talking about wasting money and money. But Ben Simmons,
good one, Cole.
Listed his New Jersey mansion for $5 million after being suspended from the 76ers, y'all. It looked like he been in a I don't know much about it, but I've been hearing his name a lot coming up, and it ain't been good stuff. All that PR ain't good PR.
Tanya said skip over him. Let me just say this because Jinx is our resident sports guy, but I gotta say this. I have no tolerance for $100 million baby. I just don't. How dare you? You're doing what you love to do, to play basketball. Because we didn't forget what you did last playoff season. Like he threw games. Like they could have went so much further. But because he's a big baby, he doesn't want to be here. He's not playing to the best of his ability. And then you come into a new season with this same foolishness. Anytime you get somebody like a nice man like Doc Rivers that pissed off to he's throwing you out of practice, like, dude, they say he's practicing with his phone in his pocket, just shooting, like, and you making this kind of money. I just don't understand. They should get rid of him and no team should touch him. That's what I want to happen to him because that's what he deserves.
So
go.
The funny part about this is this is all his fault. Like, the reason why Philadelphia fans are upset with him is because of him. He wants Philly to love him, but Philly, if anybody knows anything about Philly is a what have you done for me lately sports town. Mm-hmm. Philly is not about what have you done with your potential. Philly wants to know what you've done. Like Philly wants to know now, like, what are you doing for me? And Ben Simmons has not produced at the highest stage, which is the playoffs. And the reality is Ben Simmons makes like $37 million a year, still can't shoot a free throw, still can't make a jump shot. And it's hard for Philly fans to love him. They just don't love him. And that's no one's fault but his. It's to the point where Joel Embiid literally came out last week and said, I don't care about Ben Simmons anymore. He's selfish and wants to do whatever he wants to do.
And that's your teammate.
That is like, I have never heard that before in my life. Ben Simmons' career in Philadelphia needs to be over because at this point it's above repairing. It's over.
Yeah. Well, he's suspended now, and that's probably another story we're gonna have to keep up on. But like you said, our resident
nice house, though.
sports advisor will be keeping us on that. I haven't seen the house, but for $5 million, it's got to be.
Oh, nice. It's sweet.
Cribs don't come on no more.
They just started it back up.
It came back up. Yeah,
They just started it back up.
Oh, say word. Shout out to old school TV real quick.
I know, right?
In the basement, Video Soul. I'm all
all of that is back.
All
Speaking
that
of Cribs. Okay. Now, this isn't scripted, but speaking of Cribs, the woman who plays on Power, she's Tariq's mom.
Notori?
Yes. She was in a woman's group. She sang, right?
She was in 3LW.
3LW. Speaking of that, the report that just came out this week, she said that when 3LW was on Cribs, they rented the house. It wasn't theirs.
Say
Wow.
She
word.
literally just came out and said that. Yes.
That's crazy.
Man.
And she's in a new show called Queens.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that.
It debuted this week. With Brandy and Eve.
Yeah.
And another girl. I don't know her name, but it was pretty good, the first episode.
Shout out to Eve. Congratulations on the new bundle of joy coming through as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoo, but no, let's get to some serious laughs. Dave Chappelle. Yo, have y'all seen the new stand-up?
Yeah, I have.
In the comment section, just laugh. Just put the crying emojis. I'm telling y'all.
Listen.
Dave Chappelle is a whole problem. Okay.
Talk about smart humor.
What?
I mean,
super duper clever. How could you not like it? We've been dealing with Dave Chappelle for 20 some odd years, and we know he got dark humor.
Yep.
Anyway, y'all, Netflix.
I thought it's very good. I think it's very good. Very timely, of course. Everything he comes out with is always timely. It's always relevant. But I just don't understand the backlash. And here it is. The CEO of Netflix, all last week he was backing him. Like, hey, I stand by my decision to not, because we were thinking, I said, let me hurry up and watch it because I thought they was going to pull it.
Yeah.
All the controversy.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, I watched it, but he stood by him. But you know how it goes. Once you start getting that heat from the LGBTQ community, then now he's backpedaling. So again, I don't understand it. Even in the comedy special, he talked about them in depth, about the LGBT community and the transgender community. But if you listen to the story, it was a redemption story, and he talked about how he ended up befriending it. It was like a learning experience. And then what happens? I'm sorry if you didn't see it, but his transgender friend ended up committing suicide because basically they couldn't take the heat from everybody now who was getting at him or her on social media. So the story was that's how you ended your comedy special. So it was clearly a learning moment for everybody, and it could have been just that and be done. But no, the LGBT, and I got to say this, they're quick to play victim to certain things, and for many things they are the victim. But the LGBTQ community can be bullies. Let's just say it. I'm going to say it, and it's what it is. So again, now this man has to backpedal. Dave Chappelle is a comedy genius. Say what you want to say. We need to learn from each other and stop getting on social media and trying to cancel everybody. It's ridiculous. And like Vinny said, it's selfish.
I get it. Yeah. But with Dave Chappelle or any other comedian, they talk about everybody, not just LGBT community. They talk about people with mental health issues, mental retardation. They mock people. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't try to get people to boycott it. And you know what I mean? Like, stop acting like stuff is new. Stop acting like we're not used to stuff. And as a matter of fact, this comment, The Closer, I thought it was funny. I chuckled a little bit, but I thought the last one was even funnier and even more not disrespectful, but disrespectful. When he talked about the whole community and the LGBTQs and getting in the car and how the car looked fun because this person was, I thought, man,
listen,
he put it together. That's all. I laughed. This one I chuckled, but the last one I was slapping my knee. Okay,
it was funny.
Dave Chappelle is who he is. I'm sorry, and that he did say that this was his last stand-up comedy. So
I don't believe him.
I'm kind of sad about that. You don't believe
I
him?
don't believe him either. I don't believe him either. And I think that because of the response to this one, it's going to make him come out with another one.
I
And
hope
some
so.
of what he comes out with is going to be jokes about the response. The
Right.
reality about Dave Chappelle is anyone who's ever known anything about Dave Chappelle, nobody is safe. If you've ever watched the Chappelle show, he talks about blacks, he talks about minority Hispanics, he talks about, you know, homosexuals, he talks about men, he talks about women, he talks about
Right.
trans. No one is safe.
No one is
Right.
safe.
He has
Black, white, brown, green,
entire
purple.
skits on the black community. Like no one is safe, right? Here's an African American man who is talking about the African American community as if he's not a part of it. Like,
Right.
he just has the ability to compartmentalize what he's talking about to bring some kind of comic relief. And yes, I understand it can be offensive to some.
Right.
But the reality is I could see that if he was, you know, talking about one specific group and no one else, right? But he talks about everybody. And I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but I have to just share this because I just have a question. One of the biggest questions that I have is, how did the LGBTQ community, how is that community getting the same kind of, maybe in some cases even more respect and or publicity than groups of minorities who have been struggling for years? Right? I don't mean any disrespect, because everybody should be respected. Everybody should be, you know, should be loved and cherished and all of that. But my question is, how are the rights of your sexual orientation now either equal and in some cases above the rights of human beings who are just in race wars?
Right.
Like how did that become synonymous? How did that become such a thing to where, you know, we've been, you know, African Americans have uproars about everything. You'll never talk about nothing being canceled then.
That's right.
I'm going to make this point. I'm going to completely digress. Dave Chappelle, in this comedic, you know, show, in this comedy show, he brought light to society. He said the rapper DaBaby, who is now talking about being canceled because he shared his opinions and or views on the LGBTQ community.
Get it right, because they're gonna come after you.
Yeah, I know. He said DaBaby shot a man in the butt in Walmart in North Carolina. He shot a man and he killed him. Nobody wanted to cancel.
We heard nothing. I didn't even know that until he said it.
I didn't know it either. I had to Google it to make sure Dave Chappelle wasn't
Me too.
something up.
Me too, bro.
Yeah. No, it is in a rap song, but it was in self-defense.
But he shot him. He killed him. Nobody talks about canceling DaBaby then. Now this man has an opinion about your sexuality. And now everybody wants to cancel him. He's losing money. He can't feed his baby no more. He don't got, like, that is the state of our society. I just don't get it. But and please understand, I don't want you to cancel the Root Access Live show because I love this show. Please don't cancel me because I'm just asking the question. But I just wanted to know.
It's nothing but freedom of speech. That's all. You ain't said nothing wrong. You ain't hurt nobody's feelings. You just wanted to know.
I just want to know.
And that's all right. Listen,
folks, I don't want to cut us hot topics off because we can go on forever. But it's go time, y'all.
It's go time.
Let's go.
One of our guests just popped on, and we don't want to keep him waiting. We want to respect his time. Anson Dawkins is with us right now. So, Root, I'm going to give you the distinct pleasure and honor of bringing this fine gentleman on, this musical genius on.
Listen.
This icon on.
Icons. Listen, I think the year was 1998. This Focus album came out, and we was like, okay, what is going on here in gospel music? I was floored. You can still play that today, and it's like it just came out. It's the craziest thing, man. And listen, one half of Dawkins and Dawkins, Anson Dawkins, is in the building. What's up, bro?
Welcome.
I'm doing good. It's good to be here. Eric is celebrating. He may pop in. He's celebrating his anniversary with his wife. So this is 9 years, I think. So yeah,
9 years, yes. So we do before we even start anything, we don't want to be selfish. So if we do miss him, he has an excuse. So happy anniversary from God.
Absolutely.
May God continue to bless their union.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. dude. Yeah, because I've been married almost 19 years, and you doing stuff on the anniversary. You want to make it to the next year.
So no,
right. For real. For real.
Oh man! So thank you for joining us, Anson. First of all, dude, another thing is you don't age. Both of you guys don't age. Like if you pull up the CD cover, you still look the same from 22 years ago.
That's a blessing. I got a little gray in my beard. So.
Yeah, I mean you don't use dye like me, so you good.
Right. No, welcome, I'm not there yet. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, man. We are big fans of your music, and you guys are back. What's amazing is you graced us with 2 projects within the last couple months, and I thought that was a pleasant surprise because between Focus and then I think From Now On,
right,
that was about like what 15, 16 years.
Yeah, it was 13 and
13 years.
Now it's 10.
Yeah. So man, tell us a bit about the process of just getting back into the groove of music. Has changed so much between even those 3 albums. And how did you guys get back into the swing of things, and how do you like being back?
Well, getting back into everything was pretty easy for us because we've been still doing stuff, just haven't been putting out Dawkins and Dawkins music. So titled Dawkins and Dawkins. We've been writing and doing production for other folks, and of course Eric has been mega busy being and producing and writing on everybody's stuff. But this was it was the timing we felt was right for us to jump back in the fray and try to get our feet wet again. We love, this is something that we love doing, but at the same time we do enjoy doing life. We have lives outside of music. Music continues to be a part of our lives, but it's not everything. So with family, and I'm a worship pastor at a church, and so we've been doing all kinds of other stuff, as well as trying to get ready for this project. And it was like we had a bunch of songs already, and we also, when we decided, okay, well, we got this situation with Legacy Music, and Eric became the president of A&R at the company. So it was just kind of like, wow, this is a no-brainer. Let's just go ahead and put music out here, and then see what happens. We're not. We always say that we're not in charge of how it's received. We're just in charge of sharing the gift, and then we see what God does.
Dope.
Absolutely. So Anson, like, I think people know Eric as the writer, but you got a pen too. You got a pen too. And if anybody's a real Dawkins and Dawkins fan, they know Anson got a pen too. So talk to us about that, because if I'm not mistaken, there was a TV show that my little niece watched all the time called That's So Raven. And if I'm not mistaken, were you not the vocal producer on that show?
This is what we did. Not on that show, but she did a song on the she did a song on the Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
She redid Superstition. So I was the vocal producer for that particular song. And when she was with the Cheetah Girls, I did some vocal production with them when they were doing that. So I've worked with those guys. I have, Eric and I do a lot of stuff together, and that's where I feel the most comfortable, because we've been doing it, together for all our lives, basically. But then, there are other opportunities that present themselves, and I'll jump in and get busy with that. So, I definitely do write, definitely do enjoy that process.
Now, did you also write for Tyrese?
Yeah.
See, it's all about that publishing. It's all about that bag.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the interesting thing about that, we talk. I hate this. I love and hate to share this story. But when Eric and I were both got involved with underdogs at the same time, we jumped in there. I was actually working at a church there in LA, and we were writing for that project with How You Gonna Act Like That on there. So we were actually writing that song, and we did some writing. I left to go do a rehearsal at church, came back, and it had taken a little different direction. It had got a little more risque.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was,
Right.
and this, one of the things that I had to grow in an area was I grew up Eric did as well. He got it off a little bit earlier than I did, but a lot of legalism. So, deciding, I don't think I want to be involved with this. How's this going to look? What's my reputation going to be like? How are they going to? But the beautiful thing about walking through that is that you get to learn something. And I feel like I learned a lot from that experience. And some of it was painful and embarrassing, honestly, because to talk about it now is just like, that was really dumb. It was just really dumb. And I was buying into some of this legalistic behavior and judgment that was not really was not a part of my writing experience. It shouldn't have been a part of my writing experience, because I'm not, when you write, when you create, you're just writing and creating.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no sense in saying for somebody to say, hey, you have to write gospel music or Christian music or no, I write music.
You write music.
I write
right.
music.
Right.
And however, I'm not in charge of how it's received. I'm not in charge of how people take it or what their judgment is on it. I'm in charge of sharing the gift. And that's what I do now. So when the opportunity presents itself to write for Tyrese or whoever else, hey, let's go. I'm ready.
Now, did you grow up?
You talked about that risk, and listen. I'm like you. I grew up Pentecostal. My daddy was a preacher. I'm a pastor, right? So I get it. I'm not going to ask you who wrote this part. I know this part, so we on the same page. I'm not going to ask you who wrote it. But one of my favorite lines in that song, we be tearing it up, breaking stuff, that ghetto love. Don't tell me who wrote that part, but I know that part. And that wasn't talking about at the church.
Why are you going to act like that?
Hey, that wasn't talking about at the church shouting and dancing. Breaking stuff, that ghetto love. That's it. I'm done.
It's so funny.
That's real life.
It's real life. It is real life. But it's so, honestly, when we were sitting there and that line, I'm not going to say who wrote it.
Don't tell me who wrote it. I just know it's in there.
But sitting there, as we were working on it, I was just like, that's real. That's real. That's a real stuff. I can get with that line. I don't know that. I don't know how the church folk are going, but the fact is that the church folk were listening to it. So
I told you I know it.
Okay.
That's the funny part.
Yeah, exactly.
But did you grow up in a household though, like with your parents being preachers, where it was like don't touch that music?
We didn't listen to secular music. We couldn't listen to secular music.
I find that so crazy when people say that and then they write the best secular songs
all the time, right?
Ain't it crazy? It was, I can't remember when we heard when we actually sat down and were introduced to it, but I remember it was my aunt that we went to visit my grandmother for like the summer or something, and she had like Earth, Wind and Fire and Parliament and Commodores, and she was playing that the whole time we were there, and we were like, yo, we love this,
Right.
So and to this day, when I hear some of those songs, it takes me right back there to that first time that I heard it. So I think that was I think God was using her, to get us to this place right here.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Wow.
works in mysterious ways.
So Auntie
Yep.
broke it to you all, and being on that you all couldn't listen to that music. How did you break it to Pop that y'all were doing secular music, or how did they react during that the first song that they heard that y'all made?
The funniest thing is that they are, especially my dad, is the biggest supporter. I
Wow.
mean, when he heard the Tyrese stuff, when he heard that, Tyrese and the Tony Braxton stuff, all that, he was just like,
Wow.
"Oh yeah, these are my
Mm-hmm.
boys. These are my boys."
Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
was more of a thing
Yeah.
of, "Hey, this is my progeny. These are my children, and
Right.
they are doing what basically he prayed and asked God for. It
Right.
wasn't that he didn't he he couldn't ask specifically, God, do it this way.
Right.
Right.
Because he's not in charge of that. God's
That's
Right.
going to do
right.
it the way he
That's
wants to
right.
do it. But he prayed that we would prosper, and he prayed that we would walk in our gifts, and that we would, that we would operate in the talents and gifts that God had given us, and that's what we did. So it was basically that dream and that prayer, those prayers coming to fruition, and he was always excited about it from song number one. He was excited about it.
And the thing
Well,
about it is always going to be in you because, again, you guys did that, but then you formed a gospel group. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
So that is who you are at the core.
Oh, always. Even because there's one of the things that you'll notice about our music is that we love to have songs that sound that will have a sound of
Hmm.
R&B that you'll hear
Yes.
it and you'll be like, "Oh man, what
Yeah,
is that?"
absolutely.
But at the same time, you'll be like, "Oh, did you hear what they said?" This is lyrically, we want there to be a message that convicts your heart at times,
mhm,
or that encourages your heart at times, or
mhm,
that gets you to question, what am I doing? What is my life? Where's my life going? What's the trajectory of my life like? How can I move more in the direction that God has for me? So I don't have to be, so I can be an extraordinary man, or be the best man that God wants me to be. All these different aspects that we like to share and bring into our music. We don't want it just to be, cliches and just little, the little same old little things, whatever you done for me, you'll do for you.
right.
We just don't like to do that. We want to say something a little different, but we want it to be where it draws your heart to God, and
Yeah.
it draws your eyes upward and forward. So yeah.
So
Well, talk to us a bit.
you wouldn't
Right.
consider yourself traditional at all.
Oh,
No, 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 not at all. We at one day, they may look back and say, "Oh, that's traditional," but
right. Like what they did with "Oh Happy Day." Now
right,
that's traditional,
exactly,
but back then it was so contemporary.
Right, right, right.
exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about these new albums, man. Never Gets Old, Never Grows Old, 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's talk
yeah.
about the process of these songs. In My Feelings, man, that joint, whew,
Yeah.
it goes hard. And it's big on the
Yeah,
Billboard charts right now.
Okay.
yeah. It's moving. It's moving. Both the singles that we have out are moving, and we're so grateful for that. Um, the two projects, Faith and Favor and Grace and Mercy, those two projects have been such a they were what was on our heart. They
Hmm.
were the things that we just had to get out,
All right.
and we wanted to make it thematic. We had about 30 something songs, and we were like, we
Wow.
don't want to just put everything all out at the same time. And a friend of ours, DJ Mosky in LA, he was like, since y'all got all this material and it's great material, why don't you, why don't you put more volumes out? Just do volumes. and then you could just put them out whenever you want. And we had a plan to do it a certain way, and we were on that move. And then we decided, hey, you know what? Let's give this a little more time, and because we've got a Christmas Never Gets Old Christmas volume coming out as well. So
yeah, that's dope.
So we're still continuing, and then around the as we get to the first quarter or so of the year, we're gonna release volumes 3 and 4 as well.
That.
So yeah, we're just gonna continually put stuff out, and where people are gonna be like, man, I didn't know.
This is
what we've been waiting for, because what you said, 13 years and 9 years.
Yeah.
So now we're getting back to back. So appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. There's no formula anymore, man. With the way you can put out, you can just do it how you want to do it, and the fans will gravitate. I mean, you guys have loyal fans, and you've been consistent in your sound. That's what I appreciate about you guys the most. And if there was any versus battle I want to see, I posted this a couple months back. Mary, and Dawkins will be sick.
You started. I love it. You started, but I love
those are sisters. We love those. We love them, and we would love to do something with them. Hopefully, we get to do something together with them before over the next couple of years or so.
Are you dropping hints right now?
We get into it.
I'm just saying.
Are you dropping hints?
Put it in the atmosphere.
I'm just saying we all close. So and we sibling groups. Might be, and we both we all work. Their husband is Erica's husband, Baby Dub is. We all good friends, so
he produced for you guys. Eric has
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Who
knows?
Let me write that down. Then you write
it down.
Well, it's a game that we play with our guests. It's called Talk It, Sing It. So you know how sometimes you hear a song and you just like, oh, I know that song with the music, but without the music, if I just say the lyrics to you, you're just like, So we want you. I'm gonna talk some lyrics, and then once you guess it, you can sing it a little bit for us.
Okay.
How's that? All right. So let's see. First one. Spotlight, big stage. 50,000 fans screaming in a rage. Bodyguards and limousines. This is the way I see you in my dreams. Paparazzi flash. 100 pictures, all of you, hanging on my bedroom wall. I'm a kid again. I feel like 13. But I knew since we fell in love, girl, I'd be.
I was like, what? I'm like
that, and you're a lyricist. You write lyrics. This like
right. I'm like, what song is that? I don't even.
You need a clue.
Yeah, because I was about to help me out.
You know it, Jinx? Jinx, you know it?
I thought I did when the first lyrics, and no.
All right. I'm gonna go.
I was about to New York. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what?
All right, I'm gonna go to this. You should know. You guys should know it from here. I'll be your groupie, baby.
Oh, got it.
Because you are my superstar.
Yeah.
I'm your number one fan. Give me all. Yeah. It's Usher, superstar. It's Usher.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is I don't know a lot of lyrics. If I hear melody, I'll be like, oh yeah, I think I know that song. My friends always get on me because I will mess a song up in a minute because that's not the lyrics. Oh, my bad. But yeah, maybe I'll get the next one. I'm sorry.
All right.
Root Access Live 1, Dawkins and Dawkins 0.
Yeah. 0.
Let's see.
Oh man,
you probably need Eric here to help.
Yeah, because he knows all these. He be knowing all these songs.
So we're gonna give you a 0.5 because if you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. You say that I've been acting different. Yeah. Funny how I finally flipped the script on you. When you're the one who double dipping, yeah. You so sloppy how I caught you slipping up. You're off the lease. Run me my keys. No more popping up to hit it. Yeah. I ain't even got the mouse to trip on you.
Anson, come on.
New phone.
That's the Felix out there.
Yes.
Yeah, I just because I said, hold up, this is. I know this song.
Yeah, you got that one.
All right.
Okay. All right, I got a point.
1 and 1.
You got a point. You got a point.
1-1.
All right, this the last one. This is a little bit of a curveball.
Okay.
But maybe you'll get it. All right. People told me all of my life. True friendships are hard to come by. But I had to find out for myself. Now I've finally come to realize, oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. All of our sins and griefs to bear.
That is
what a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. What song is that?
Who added a verse to that?
Who sings a verse to that?
All my strength and never-ending loss. Friends with limited warranties. Until I never knew a lifetime guaranteed. Friend could really be my reality.
No. I'm on your side, Anson. This is
what a friend we have in Jesus.
So
right.
This was a bit of a curveball. It's Mary, Mary, What a Friend off their first album.
Yep.
What a friend we have.
Oh,
go ahead.
See lyrics.
Yeah. That is that's my favorite.
Oh, my wife got it. My wife.
Wow.
Mary.
And people are
so
hitting at you
cool.
in the comments, Anson. They like Anson. They like you.
I think somebody did yell at you.
I feel so. I can't see that. I feel so bad.
Somebody's asking you. They're saying you should know this.
Sherry, I'm just sorry. I should have known it.
Right. And
But,
At least you got 1 out of 3, Anson. It's not too bad. We trip a lot of people up on here. We had Rodney Jerkins here. I actually did a song that he wrote, and
I believe it.
Yeah, he did terrible.
I believe it.
Anson, who wrote for Tank? Was that you or was that Eric?
Eric did because because Tank was with Underdogs. He came in a little while, not too long after we started working with him, and then Tank was one of the writers there. Tank and one of the guys from Troop, and because it was so cool. That's one of the cool things about working with those guys and being up there is so many people would come through. I remember one day I was at the studio, or I came to the studio, and there was a girl sitting on the couch. And I said, "Man, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've seen you before." And she's just like, "Yeah, maybe." And she's just playing and everything. And then I was like, "Okay, what's your name?" She said, "Oh, Fantasia." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know.
Wait,
but
she was already Fantasia?
She was already Fantasia. But this was a few years ago. She wasn't like Fantasia.
She wasn't like Fantasia.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait,
she was
Fantasia.
She wasn't Fantasia.
No.
She was Fantasia.
No, Anson, I'm not letting you get away with this. She won American Idol in probably 04, 05.
Yeah.
So what year was this, Anson?
Because you screaming a couple years ago.
And leave it to black people to say that to talk about how real the person is. She wasn't Fantasia. She was just Fantasia.
Right.
She won 0405 somewhere in there. So this was maybe this was like 06. 06, yeah, it was probably 06.
She had one album. All right.
So there was.
I had to go back and check that, but okay.
I knew Toni Braxton when she was sitting up in there.
I bet you did.
I knew her. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Look, I can't.
It's just another sad love song.
Yo,
you heard?
It's just another sad love song wrecking my brain.
Like crazy.
you know them lyrics.
Right.
Like crazy. Yeah. But it was so cool. All those guys were in, ran through there and worked through there. Luke, what's Luke's last name?
Luke James.
Yeah, Luke James.
James.
And who else was in there? Because they were at Babyface's studio, so they were working out of there initially, and got to meet all those guys, and get an opportunity to work with some of those guys. So it was really cool.
Have you worked with everybody you would like to work with, and if not, who would you like to work with?
No, not yet. Eric had mentioned this, and I think it would be really cool to work with Adele. I mean, it's
nice.
that.
Absolutely.
I love Adele
because she's got some soul, and she got some chops. So
that would be fire.
Nice to work with her.
I could see that happening too, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a person, and Layla Hathaway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I mean, and maybe we don't do a lot of collaborations. Maybe do some collaborations, which which is cool. One of our first collaborations on the Christmas thing, we have a guest appearance from one of the guys from Commission. So Mitchell Jones is on a song with us. So
dope.
So yeah, because the Christmas song, you'll notice it's a homage, a throwback to one of the Commission songs. So
nice.
It'll be really cool.
Oh, I look forward to that. That should be coming out in a few weeks then, because Christmas music is revving up.
Definitely. It's all mixed and we're ready to go. So we're just trying to figure out dates and all that stuff now.
Oh man, that's dope. Well, man, thank you so much. Next time you come, hopefully you and Eric will be here both. Whenever you got something going on, you guys are amazing, man. We love your music, love your spirit, always the same. I never forget the first time I met you guys. It probably was like late 90s, early 2000s. I was like, now which one is Dawkins? As it was like,
I remember. There are a few people that have done that, but yeah. So at some point we were like, okay,
is this a joke?
You too, man. You too. Okay.
Yeah, man. So thank you, man. You want to leave us with any parting words?
Well, we just appreciate the support. Eric and I, just from both of us, we appreciate the support over the years and just the encouragement. We love to come back. As we continue to release stuff, we just definitely would hope that you'd have us back and have us both come on, and it'll be a lot more interesting. He's a lot more interesting, a lot more funny than I am. So
don't sell yourself short. Don't do that.
No,
I wouldn't say that. I would just say
this is false. This is false modesty.
I wouldn't say that, Anson. I would just say he would probably do better at the game than you.
Yeah, he would. You got to give me gospel songs.
The tambourine one. See, now he the same.
Hey.
Oh.
I can't.
I'll give you more gospel next time, Anson.
Okay, all right. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
Thank you, brother.
Well. Thank you for gracing us.
Yes,
Take care.
You too.
Take care. Anson Dawkins of the legendary group Dawkins and Dawkins. That was great, man.
Awesome,
definitely
man.
A humble dude. Definitely. I love the snickering, and he was a little sarcastic a little bit. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I love it. The little faces and everything.
We have it too.
Absolutely. Anyway, y'all. No, before we go, y'all, seriously, all jokes aside, Meg Thee Stallion, I definitely want to give her a big shout out. Meg Thee Stallion got the new sauce out. She teamed up with Popeyes, y'all. She got a new sauce out, and it's called the Hottie sauce. I tried it yesterday, and
give us your review, Coco. Give us your review.
Okay. The Hottie sauce is sweet, sour, and hot all at the same time. I really enjoyed it. It was recommended to have it on a chicken sandwich. I didn't get the spicy chicken sandwich, just a regular crispy chicken sandwich, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad they gave me an extra one too, because I can use it on some other fried chicken or something else fried to see what it tastes like on other foods. But definitely, if you get a chance, stop at Popeyes and support your girl. Love how the ladies are coming up and doing things and branching out. I'm definitely feeling that.
Nice. And she I don't know if you just mentioned that, but that she also bought some Popeyes franchises.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mention that, but I should have. Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, so
that's big, man. I love to see our rappers and stuff just getting into the business of it. It's not just about the music anymore, but it's about just broadening that portfolio. And you got Rick Ross with the wing stops.
Right.
The thigh stops when they run out of wings.
He bought his son one for his birthday, right?
Yep. And that's what it's about, man. It's just about that, generational wealth. So big shout out to Meg Thee Stallion for that.
Yeah. But look, y'all, we could go on and on and on all night. We could talk about any topic you want to talk about, but we want y'all to stay tuned. Next week we won't be here, but the next week I want y'all to take a look at the flyer. On the flyer, we'll have who we have coming up on the next couple of shows. I know Shantae Moore is coming up.
Shantae Moore. Yeah, we ain't just gonna skip past that.
There you go.
You can see it.
Shantae Moore.
November the 4th. Shantae Moore. Right. Let me say it again. Especially Carter. For my fellas. We ain't gonna skip off that. Especially for the fellas. Shantae Moore. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Anyway, y'all, stay tuned. It's been another great show, great vibes, decent energy. Y'all know how we do. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the 4th for more great topics right here on Roots Access Live. We love y'all. Thanks for welcoming us back. It was a great show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Share this broadcast, all that good stuff. What are you doing?
Shantae's got